Welcome to Tattoo Shop Talk, the second part of two-parter about technological progress in tattooing connected to our experiences. We're not preaching the shit, we're just talking in tattoo shop, that's why it's called Tattoo Shop Talk, and we're sharing and with you through this phone and camera the sound situation. So Janis, the great tattooist from the country that actually exists, Latvia, for some known as Letland, and same old Juris, who likes to think that he might be a Russian, but probably not. We'll talk about some technical tattoo stuff that we've heard of most likely and a little bit that we experienced. So let's jump right into it now! So what's new? My shoes. Technically, in tattooing, there's been a lot of innovations. There's been new tattoo machines, new power supplies, new lights, new stencil stuff, which we talked already before. But let's bring it back to the basics and what I think is pretty awesome. And it's maybe something that I would like to know how to do it, but I definitely wouldn't do it unless it's some specific situations. But I would like to know how to do it for the respect of the craft. What would it be? What do you think, my friend?
Tattoo machine building.
Oh man, yeah, that as well. But I was thinking about soldering needles.
Oh, yeah, I still think that I cannot call myself a tattooer because I've never soldered a single needle.
Maybe we'll start with soldering.
Yeah.
Like, I sort of know how it works and I get the idea, but all that in-depth situation is like, I know that there's needles pre-made and that would be the way to go. Plus there's depending on quality, but there's some standards, some qualities you rely on. They're sterilized and all that stuff. But it's just, again, it's having that that juice of the craft, you know.
Yeah, I talked to the guy in our shop that he's gonna show me how to do it because he knows it. I'm really looking forward because I think, like, you don't have to do it, but you should know how to do it. And I remember an interview with Dan Dringenberger, I think, where he said that he was in a tattoo expo and he started like his lecture about something, and then he asked like, how many of you tattooers know how to solder a needle, and then it was like 5 people out of 100, and they said, okay, the rest of you can leave, you know. So okay, that's like a hardcore way, you know, but I still understand it, you know, in a way. So I mean, I think I have to know how to do it, and I feel bad that I don't know how to do it at this point.
Yeah. But that's the same, like if I would have a car, I would like to know how to fix it, but I don't necessarily would do it because there's a big chance that somebody else have to finish what I started.
Yeah.
But it would be good to know. Plus, like, I think when you go in depth of things, you kind of just more understand why things are made in certain way and how they work. Like, I've seen few people on Instagram I follow, they do some super specific stuff and then they go crazy with the needle situations, but they do some weird stuff. You said machine building. That's like, again, like maybe not from like...
Yeah, I mean like needle making, needle soldering is a thing that you learned before like actually understanding anything about the machines, I guess.
It's that walking part before you
learn
learn running.
Exactly. Like, yeah, machine building is like an advanced thing, you know, and machine building actually probably is like, it's probably way after, you know, you get involved in all this tattooing things.
But there's been some things that we tried to understand and we did some research and we're like, oh.
Yeah, when you break something, you know, you try to fix it and that's how you learn.
Yeah, but then like some things work very different from what you imagine they do, because like the same, those springs are like how the tensions and all that stuff works. But
Yeah.
I still don't get it, and I wish like somebody could teach me.
I mean, like, I kind of understand almost most of it, but I'm not naive thinking that like I can, you know, build my own machine and it's gonna be okay. You know, that it's gonna be better than the ones I buy from like people who understands what they do. You know, and,
If I take my machine apart and put it back together just as it is, I'm
probably-
already like, oof. And
Still, like,
I
any-
sweat when it starts.
Still, like any machine that I buy, when I break the spring, like the back spring or front spring, whatever, when I change it, it runs okay, but still I understand that it's probably not the way it was intended to run. Sometimes it runs better, sometimes worse, but I still don't understand, you know, what I've done in a certain way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can like, okay, I did one thing or another, but how?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like breaking a spring is like, it's like a breaking point. You know, like, oh fuck, you know, what's gonna happen now, you know?
Yeah.
And still you change the spring and then you have to do like 10 or 15 tattoos to actually understand how it's running now.
The one and only time I ordered like a new built machine for me, I asked the guy to send the spring,
Yeah,
but there was a lot of errors in postage situation, so that all kind of slipped through the net, and it did break. I was very lost and confused for a very long time.
Yeah, because some machines, for example, some that I have, the length of the, for example, back spring or the front spring is not like a standard size, you know. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer, so you basically have to make another hole, or
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not
just
something
like-
you can replace with a kit
yeah,
string.
exactly. It's not like you can order like Acons or whatever
Yeah.
from Lucky's or whatever. You know, you just have to have the exact like same thing, and if you don't have it by, then it's really difficult. You know.
Okay, let's jump deeper into machines. Okay, there's also a hand poking, but we don't
It's like
know.
we started talking about innovations, but we go the other
Yeah.
way. You know.
No, it's innovations, but it's like there's been also hand poking, and some people are doing that, but that's a very remote thing for me. But tattoo machines, like the coil, is like been around since forever.
Since it was
I looked it up recently, but I don't remember. It was like 1700 or something. 18?
1989 or something like that.
No.
The
Coil
first,
machine.
I think, yeah.
No. It's fucking old as fuck.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, so it's this year. This year. We looked it up.
There's some different stages of it. I mean, like, as a tattooing machine, maybe it was that late, but it was basically made, like, from what it evolved, it was
It's copying
some
something.
kind of, not a calligraphy thing, but like
No, it
type,
was
type,
copying. It was copying thing.
something, yeah.
But
Whatever.
that concept has been around, and then it like now when everyone wants to make a little
Yeah, but
money on
basically
it.
the coil machine, like the structure and the function of it, hasn't changed almost at all since it was.
I think when people start to make money on it, they want to innovate and do some groundbreaking things, and there's been different materials. There's been all those.
Probably there's some point where everything is getting more expensive, then it's just like a fetish thing, you know, because
Or like some splitting hairs thing that this is 2 grams lighter.
yeah, or something, different materials. I remember that Aaron Kane used like crazy materials like meteorite iron and stuff like that. I don't know. So
Alright.
it's basically okay. He's like a fantastic machine builder, but you know, there's some amount that you're paying just for like the fetish thing.
Yeah, gold-plated machine.
Yeah.
You know? Like I worked with one dude. He ordered some machine which is from Damascus steel.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is too heavy. like I want to sell it." All those like weird things where coils are sideways, or 1.5 coil, 3 coil machines, some one big ass coil, and it's just, maybe it's good, but it's so terrifying for me, for example, to buy. It's like, well, why would I try it if there's all this already? And then new player enters the game at some point later, called Mr. It's invention by Mr. Rotary. I think he was John Rotary.
Seriously?
No. Rotary. Yeah, the rotary machines, and like they kind of also have like, they've been same old, and then they have like different shapes and appearances. But share your experience.
I don't understand much of it. I have some rotaries, but I don't understand it's like direct drive or what is it, you know.
Yeah, there's a thing attached and all that.
Something, whatever. I'm not good at all this technical stuff, so I'm not going to pretend I understand most of it. I was really satisfied with the coil machines, and it was completely cool with me. And then I was like thinking about why should I try different. And then I tried the rotaries. I tried the rotary from the guy at our shop. I was like, wow, this is actually really cool. I did 1 to 2, I did the second to 2. Then I bought the rotary, and I've been working with it since that day. You know, I'm super satisfied. And I don't know any like technical specifics, like the differences between that and that, but I like how it runs. I like the speed I can work with it. And I know that there are some like pro coil tattooers or pro rotary tattooers, you know, who just like, this is the only thing you can use. But like in my experience, it works fine like that, and it was fine like that. But there's a weird thing, like my relationship with all these like Hawks and Cheyennes is just like weird, you know.
But also that's a little tip here, and we always mention this tip, that it's a matter of trying things and finding what works for you, but also it's just not trying it once, because maybe when you're just beginning, you're used to one thing, you try it once, you're like, no, this is bullshit.
I still think that like any machine you buy, it's like at least like 10 or 15 tattoos till you understand what's actually happening with the machine, you know. And of course, if you're gonna take like a really, really shitty machine and you're gonna try it on like a lower leg or any spot where it's a tight skin, you know, like easy tattooable skin, it's gonna fall. Oh, this machine works like really perfect, and then you do the next tattoo on the ribs, and it's like tragedy, you know. So.
But then you can blame on customer. Little tip here: always blame on customer.
Yeah.
Don't.
Oh, the skin doesn't take.
Your skin doesn't take in.
Yeah, you have to try, you know, and you're not gonna understand anything from like making 1 or 2 tattoos. You have to try different spots and different parts on the body to actually understand how the machine runs.
And even being like pro coil or pro rotary is like, there's so many variations of things. Yeah. It's like, come on, rotary machines. Rotary machines. The classic direct drive rotary machine has also been around for a while, and it's been around from this year, but recently there's been all these like this new, that new, pen, this pencil, whatever, marker tattoo machine. I think the biggest player in the game's been Cheyenne with all the Hawks and stuff.
That's rotary, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think they did 10-year anniversary model now. Or 15.
Wow.
No, 10. I'm sure it's 10.
10.
Yeah, and when it first came out, like everyone's like, I'm gonna buy this machine and it will tattoo for me. And everyone bought them. I'm like, oh, still needs skill. What is this shit? But what they did, they brought in those cartridges. That's a game changer for many people. Because they're like just comfortable. I dislike many things about like the price of the stuff and the, like how uncomfortable to use some particular parts of that machine is. They did awesome thing in terms of how stuff works, and then other companies started to catch up. There's aftermarket like third party cartridges and and machines that use same systems and stuff.
I've never used a cartridge even once, so
I think
I cannot.
I think that's one of those things where they sort of made one thing that works for everything, but it just doesn't work for every artist or every particular style. But that's definitely like a game changer, because they brought a new thing in there. Now in 2018 it comes with the weird vibe, because like those dudes are always like, you see the like, oh, the cartridge team, and they for some reason all like have muscles bigger, biceps bigger than head.
The CrossFit cartridge.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, there's a
CrossFit vegan steroid. Now they're more like steroid.
Yeah, it's weird.
Steroid protein.
It's like when you spend a lot of time in punk clubs and then you accidentally go into some tears. Yeah, exactly. But probably there's a lot of traditional artists who use cartridges and stuff as well.
Yeah, but they're not like that general thing is like hashtag tattoo model, hashtag in for life, hashtag addicted, hashtag no
team,
pain, no gain.
Team.
Yeah, team cartridge, team
cartridge team.
Team sweatsuit, team muscle, inks and muscles, blood is ink, all that sort of bullshit, like BMW for life. I tattooed white stripes on my car with my cartridge machine, like, ugh. Then I went to fuck bitches. Don't need to use condoms, just change the tip and it's all good. You get the story. Anyways, cartridges.
Probably.
Cartridges. So yeah, there's a lot of machines with that stuff, and you have some dudes in the shop working with them.
Yeah,
They're not complaining.
No, they're good. I just don't understand how it works and anything, so I cannot say any objective opinions about it.
And now, like, it's like kind of that style went, and there's some machines that are like adjusted to work with cartridges, some that are originally made to work with cartridges, and there's a lot of good, a lot of God knows what. That same Cheyenne, Hawks and Thunders are classic. The one that looks like a weight thing, he have it.
Cheyenne pen?
No, it's the
Hawk pen?
Injector.
Ah, okay.
Even have a little light on it and stuff, so always kind of like, I'm not into vaping, but when I see that machine it kind of wants to. Yeah, that Cheyenne pen looks like
with the Robert's dick.
Yeah, and then now all these pens, which is new weird stuff, but fuck knows, don't know anything about them.
They're probably lightweight, they're good for the hands probably. Tattooers who use them probably will not have any like finger or palm or any hand problems after 10 years.
From what I imagine and from what I heard in the beginning, people when they're getting used to it, they don't have that angle situation.
Yeah.
So you can kind of forget which way it's facing, and like especially with magnums, you can just without knowing suddenly hold it sideways. But that's just paying attention to it.
Yeah, but still you have the tip of the tube.
Yeah, you have to just look what you do. It's good. Yeah. It's good when you look at things what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean probably physically, medically, it's a good thing for tattooers because we like the people who use mostly claw machines. I mean, like after 15 years, I start to feel it, you know. So I guess like 20, 25 years.
Yeah, like those pens. That's all. Like that's where I'm far behind. That's like a space age for me. All I know, I've seen some reviews and I talked to some people who use them, and now I saw there was some even next level shit. It's penned by, I don't remember the company, but they have their own cartridges. Like they some big ass cartridges, and that's like, okay, someone's inventing something new. And also what I noticed with all that new stuff, they kind of, everyone wants to be an Apple, that phone company and all that, because they want to make specific machine that works with specific power supply with specific.
That's a business thing, probably.
That's like, come on.
The first company that actually started making like cartridges, which wasn't like the company itself wasn't actually connected to any of the cartridge using machines, they were sued or something like that, the Canadian company or something like that.
Okay.
They were like 3 times cheaper, and then the original company sued them or something like that. So
if you check the cartridge review here, in that corner, I think the ones we used, the best cartridges in its price range without safety membrane. That's for them who that matters, or for them who don't, that's this different subject, but they consistent, price makes sense, it's just like fucking good product.
yeah.
And the original one is like, there's probably a reason why they cost what they cost, and there's probably like some patents, and they're like made in certain countries.
If you're the first one, you can put a price that you want, probably.
Speaking of machines, there's that super expensive weird machine.
Kubin?
Yeah, sign grinder. I haven't heard a single bad thing about it. Like,
but maybe if you buy a machine for like 800 euros, you're not gonna say, this is shit.
Yeah, like there's
respect to the guy, and the guy who used it in our shop, he's super satisfied. So I mean, that's the only thing I've heard.
There's that review on internet by that guy, who you all know. He also said that was just like some technical flaw and all that. Something, but like overall machine is good. Maybe not. Blah blah blah. Watch his video, but it's sort of again some combinations of things and like sort of a breakthrough kind of situation and innovation, but it's fuckloads of money, and it's like one of them things like, do I want to take my family on vacation or try this new machine to see how it goes?
Buy a cheap car.
Or buy a transportation device. It makes me question things, especially if you need to buy it. Try it on like at least 10 people and then see how it goes, and then you'll be like, works for small lines. It's like, yeah. But I'm sure it's a good machine, and I think if I could afford it, and if I would be like that much into like stuff, I think it's one of those like sort of collectible things.
Yeah.
You just buy it and you're like, don't use it, fucking put it on the shelf. I have that machine. Yeah, there's also that value of machines. Some machines are like just collectibles and stuff. Enough with this stuff. Now you, my friend, tell me, what's your technological breakthrough when you stepped up from one thing to another? What was it, and how it helped to improve your stuff? Leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. And if you want to know when new episodes come out, there's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button, and that will let you know that new episode is out. That happens once a week, twice a week, or something along them lines. Do it now and leave a comment. Thank you very much, Janis, for this lovely conversation.
You're welcome.
See you in future. Maybe, if you have not have enough with my shit.
No.
Yes. Bye bye everybody. Come again. Good price.